Tulsa King Season 3 Episode 3, The G and the OG, continues to raise the stakes and tension leading up to the inevitable showdown between Dwight and the new series' big bad, Jeremiah Dunmire.
Take this duly emotional young lady home. I'll overlook the trespassing and the damages.
Following Tulsa King Season 3, Episode 2, which set a much darker tone for the series than ever before, Episode 3 proved that the series can still balance some of the signature lighthearted moments with the increase in action and gruesome mob violence. After a so ridiculous it's hilarious scene in which Dwight pulls a gun on a self-driving car, he takes a mandatory road trip to handle some personal business for the Dickhead, FBI Agent Musso. The two almost start to become friends, although it is interesting and a bit confusing to see Dwight accept that he is the worst possible thing you could be in the mob world, an informant. It was surprising that Dwight disclosed that he was an FBI informant to a Texas cop during a traffic stop, also that he could get Musso out of a speeding ticket. While these scenes did offer some much-needed levity in Tulsa King Season 3, which is getting darker and more violent with each episode, some of the funny parts weren't the most sensible to the story. Tulsa King's much darker tone ramps up to new heights in S3E3. I was impressed by how much Tulsa King Season 3 is expanding its story through various side characters, rather than most of the action being centered around Dwight like in the first two seasons. It does go to show, however, that when Dwight gets caught up and is not around to call every shot, some of his wildcard crew members can get carried away. Tyson has found a new swagger this season, but his carefree ambition got the best of him when dealing with Dunmire's relentless son, Cole. Tyson had his shining moment, while taking a beating from Cole's goons, laughing hysterically at the thought that he would ever snitch. Ultimately, he did when an innocent life was at stake, and the entire hidden supply of Montague's rare bourbon was taken in the dead of night. Cole and his dad would both make for fierce stand-alone villains in the first two seasons of Tulsa King, but the fact that they're working together against Dwight makes them the biggest threat in series history. I'd be surprised if these amped-up antagonists don't result in Dwight losing one of his crew, or worse, someone he loves. The Dunmires make Chicky look like a nuisance at best. On top of all this, there's the newcomer Cleo, who proves to be an uncontrollable force in her own right, doing donuts on Dunmire's lawn and half a second from setting his front door on fire. Although Mitch lays down the groundwork about what being part of Dwight's crew actually means, Cleo's vendetta against Dunmire is the most personal out of anyone's, and she'll likely be going for blood with or without Dwight's blessing. Cole's attack on Tyson sets a new moral low for Tulsa King. When we first met Tyson in Season 1, he was mostly clueless, and just happy to have a well-paying job as Dwight's driver. Now, in Season 3, Tyson has become a much more central figure in the series for several reasons. Most notably, Tyson is the recipient of racially charged hatred from Cole and his goons, which is emblematic of the Dunmire's family legacy. Past villains were more or less like Dwight himself, vying for power and territory. There were a lot of empty threats and intimidation tactics, but things only occasionally came to blows. Since the Season 3 premiere ended with a man burning alive along with his house, we knew that Tulsa King was about to get much darker, but I have to say I'm surprised it's getting this dark, especially right off the bat. The only reason why Tyson is still alive is because of the stainless steel Cybertruck being resistant to 9mm rounds, which is true, by the way. Cole's guys who shot those guns were more than happy to do so with a twisted, racially fueled delight, opening an unprecedented door for blatant racism on display against Tyson. This gives his character a whole new dynamic, one that will hopefully do more good than harm. Now that the Dunmires have Montague's entire supply worth tens of millions, the next episode of Tulsa King may ignite a war that could end in a bloodbath. With so many factors and characters in play after 3 episodes, Tulsa King may be getting darker than ever before, but this new intensity is resulting in the most suspenseful and thrilling season yet. Are you still here? Thanks for watching and drop your thoughts at the comment